Hey guys, it's Kayla. So December is going to be the month of the UFO for me. And by UFO, I mean unfinished object, not unidentified flying object. So I was talking to my sister the other day and I said, these unfinished quilt tops that I have from another quilter, if I don't do it, it's never going to get done. And at this point, done is better than perfect because I just don't think I can make this perfect. And I am guessing that this one is at least or older than 83 years old. I've started on this one before and regretted it because for all of the blocks in this quilt top, this unfinished quilt top, they're all different sizes, like off by sometimes an inch or more. And so I was making some sashing to put in between these blocks and I hated the color. The color was just wrong. I went to a local quilt shop and got some yellow that was reproduction fabric. And just looking at this with the rest of the blocks, it looks so much better than the yellow that I had. It's just not the right color of yellow. So I guess that my plan with this is to make I'm going to cut the sashing at 2 inches and then I'm going to square down the block after I get the sashing on, and the sashing is just going to be what it's going to be. There is something really cool about this. So I have my little notes because I don't want to get it wrong. So Ruth was my great aunt's mother. This block has her maiden name on it and she was married in 1941. So that's why I'm saying that these blocks are at least 83 years old. This block has my maiden name on it. There's some other names in here, like the last names I recognize from the area, but one of my friends from high school, her grandmother was selling some unfinished quilts and there was some fabric, but mainly it was just unfinished quilt tops. These blocks are in very, very bad shape, but I felt like I needed to rescue them. And I didn't know that these blocks, these friendship blocks with my family's names were in this pile until my dad and I started to go through them, and we both started to see names that we recognized. And it's kind of a funny story. So like where we live, my family was about 45 minutes southwest of my town. And the woman that I bought these blocks up from is about 45 minutes to the east. So these blocks ended up an hour and a half away-ish from where they were made. Whenever I started it a long time ago and I used this yellow sashing that was hideous, I had actually had them all laid out in a short 1 block. So I pulled out a fabric that I had from my stash that was close to the fabric style, I guess, like fairly close. And I embroidered my signature into it. My block completes the rest of this friendship quilt. I'm going to get these blocks sashed. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started into cutting the sashing strips and putting sashing on 2 sides of each block. I really like that purple fabric. Okay, so anyways, let's get started on this UFO. Okay, so there's 3 of the sides done. So I'm going to get all of the sides done and then I'll just come back through and roughly in between 2 of the blocks, cut a very straight line, and then I'll come back through and add sashing across the top of each one, or the bottom, whatever, and square it all up. Then squared up the sashing, and I left as much fabric as I could, but all of the sashing is very, very uneven. And the quilt is still very, very puckery. So there's the quilt with the very uneven sashing. Like this one, I had to add sashing all the way around because it was so parallelogram. And then I added in my block with my name, and I added in a date. So that is my first UFO of the month of December done, and I'm going to do as many as I can, and you probably ought to get used to seeing me kind of looking like a mess, because I'm going to get as many done as possible to add to my wall of quilts that need to be finished in preparation for my new long arm. So I'll see you guys in the next video.